Hello, welcome. Dr. Sushma Singh this side. Today in Unit 5, Brahminical Perspective, we are going to start our lecture with topic Emergent Concerns. What is important to note is the fact that the rigidity with which the upper caste people maintained casteist restrictions is on the decline due to the several factors. Out of these, at least three seems to be particularly significant. One factor is the increase in mobility of people, more so in public transport such as train, buses, etc., in which people of several castes are compelled to travel together. Since defilement is common in such situations, its removal is neither always possible nor convenient. The second factor is the spread of education, which dispels superstitions and beliefs in unfounded explanation, such as the one that the untouchables are impure by birth and therefore need to be avoided. The third factor is the initiatives taken by the government in overcoming untouchability. It is widely popularized that anybody found guilty of practicing untouchability is liable to be punished. Moreover, the government offers reservations in educational and vocational institutions as also jobs in the public sector for people belonging to the lowest castes. In addition, several NGOs are engaged in the endeavor of abolishing untouchability and all kinds of discrimination on the basis of caste. The chief concern is with strengthening the economic and social base of the lower caste people who have remained marginalized and peripherized in society. Interestingly, overthrowing the place assigned to them and the sanctions imposed on them in the secret text, the people, particularly those belonging to lower caste, aspire to acquire a place in the upper rungs of the caste hierarchy. In order to achieve this, they begin with adopting the customs and lifestyles of the upper caste. MSO coined the term Sanskritization to explain this phenomena. In the word of Srinivas, a lower caste was able in a generation or two to rise to a higher position in the hierarchy by adopting vegetarianism, teetotalism, and by Sanskritizing its ritual and pantheons. In short, it takes over as far as possible the custom, rites, and the beliefs of the Brahman, and the adoption of a Brahminic way of life by a low caste seems to have been frequent, though theoretically forbidden. This process has been called Sanskritization. A jati Sanskritizing itself may begin to assert that itself as Brahman, Kshatriya, or Vaishya over a span of one or two generations. While the lower caste people adopt the lifestyle and code of conduct of upper caste people, the upper caste people themselves are tremendously influenced by Western thought and Western way of life. This is explained at the process of the Westernization. John Menker brought out the viewpoint of the lower caste people on the caste system and said that the caste system does not merely provide every caste with special privileges, rather it leads to and strengthens economic exploitation of the lower caste. It kept the people in the lower wings of the caste hierarchy so isolated that they could not unite with each other for bringing about change in the system and improving social and economic conditions. On the other hand, the higher caste people with greater wealth and political power could readily unite and establish inter-regional communication network which the lower caste people could not even think of. We will learn more about the view of caste from below, that is from the point of view of the lower caste, in the next unit. The supremacy of Brahmins in religious, social and political spheres was collectively and systematically challenged by non-Brahmins in the form of a movement. This entails mass mobilization of non-Brahmins against Brahmin dominance. The earliest non-Brahmin movements were launched in the mid-19th century in Maharashtra. After that, similar movements were initiated in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, where laws relating to government service and places in government-run universities have been written to pointedly discriminate against Brahmins. Berryman has criticized the Brahminical view of caste, which is drawn heavily from classical Sanskrit texts and focuses on ritual hierarchy, leading to the strict regimentation of society on the following ground. The Brahminical view takes a position that the people conform to universal values unquestionably, while the truth is that individuals have their own will. They doubt and sometimes defy universal values. The Brahminical view lays excessive emphasis on ritual hierarchy as the basis of caste organization, undermining the importance of economic and political factor and power. In real life situation, it is neither appropriate nor possible to delineate singular basis for caste ranking. The Brahminical view dismisses any scope of cross-cultural comparison of the caste system in India. While it needs to be accepted that the caste in India is indeed unique, it is not correct to safeguard it from comparison with similar form of gradation in other cultures. The Brahminical view is based on the sacred Sanskrit text. These texts in fact biased and of limited scope. The perspective that emerges from them therefore presents caste as a rigid, stiff, stereotyped and idealized construct. People at the grassroots, however, maintain that this perspective is far from reality. Duman does not take note of the numerous social and political movements in Indian history that sought to overthrow the burden of caste. He does, however, refer to the Bhakti movement but notes that they are not able to make any significant impact on caste hierarchy. Most people, especially those belonging to lower caste, concede that the Brahminical perspective holds good for the higher caste only and does not have a bearing on their own lives. They maintain that it has provided legitimization of the higher handedness and dominance of the Brahmins. More significantly, the sub-Bantra view, among others, the Dalit perspective, provides an alternative interpretation of the sacred text and their position in the caste system. Notwithstanding the criticism, the Brahminical perspective has been a significant component of studies of the caste system in academic circles. It has been discussed and debated by sociologists, social anthropologists, and other social scientists alike. Now let us conclude the unit. We have noted that Brahmins in fact draw legitimization of their position from Hindu religious texts. These texts bestows a degree of sacredness to all that they say and do. It is equally true that the Brahman is not a monolithic, uniform category. The Brahmins are themselves grouped into hierarchical groups based on the nature of their engagement. Those who accept parityagraha or offering at centers of pilgrimages, better known for pandas in the North India and the pandagrams in South India, as the Maithili and Bengal Brahmins of Deoghar, Chobes of Mathura, and Dikshra of Tamil Nadu, and other accept food and patrigraha in mortuary rites, and at the time of the sickness of the Swalakhi Brahmanas of the Varanasi, Bhattas of the Punjab, and others keep Janulisis as a Harkampras of Bihar and others, and practice agriculture or act of cooks as the Tyagis of the western Uttar Pradesh are treated as degraded Brahmins. Quintessentially, the Brahminical perspective on caste, as mentioned earlier, is largely drawn from the sacred text in that it focuses on the principles and ideas that provide the basis on which ideally the rituals and conducts of the Brahmins has to be organized. It is in this unceasing flux between the textual constructs and their practice that the dynamism is contained. These principles and ideas are interpreted and articulated in varied ways that make for local variations and yet make for the identity of the Brahmin as a social group. Here we want to close this lecture, and we have come to the end of the unit. Thanks for listening.